Today I'm going to talk about weak verbs. So weak verbs are the verbs that instead of basically they're the verbs that just have D in English for the past tense. So, like for example, I bake a cake versus I baked a cake. He bakes, but then he baked. It just has this D in the past tense. And these are inherited from Proto-Germanic, so Gothic has them too. And they're a bit more regular in Gothic than in English, but you will have to learn more forms. So in Gothic, the word for right is million. And if you want to say I right, that's m.JA. And then, but I wrote is m.JA. So it has unlike the strong verbs where it was, like write is an example of a strong verb in English. Write, wrote, the vowel changes. But, different languages have different words for things, and for Gothic, the word to write is actually a weak verb. And here's another verb that's doesn't really have a D in English. I set it on the table, you would say. And so as a weak verb in Gothic, we have the past tense satida with this ida. Merlida, satida. Now, one thing I want to focus on in this video is the fact that despite both of these verbs are what's called weak one verbs. So weak one verbs are verbs that have a yan in the infinitive. So we have yan, million, satyan, where it has this yan. And these verbs generally have some sort of indication of that you're making something be something. So for example, the verb sitan means to sit. For example, if you sit in a chair, you would use the verb sitan. But then you're taking this sitan and you're turning it into satyan, and it becomes to make something sit, more or less. So like you're making it sit on the table, you're setting it on the table, basically. So that's true for Melian as well. Melian actually comes from the noun mel, which means like a mark, and you're basically making a mark. So that's why it's Melian for to write. So, but something to keep in mind is that with this yan, it does acts differently depending on the length of the stem. So million has the song e, millies. So the stem is long, and so it has a long vowel and a consonant, so the stem is long. This also has a consonant, but the vowel is short. Satius, not satius. So because it's short, we get this yes. And because this is long, we get this ease. Yes. So million has melia, I write. Melis, you write. Melith, he/she/it/they write. Million, we write. Melith, you all write. So that's plural, like you guys. Million, they write. Versus Satyan is an example where it has the yes, where it's a short stem. So Satya, Satyas, Satyith, Satyam, Satyith, Satyand. So it's the same except where the long one has e's, this one has yes. And the past tenses conjugate the same way. So Melida, I wrote. Melides, you wrote. Melida, he/she, he, whatever, wrote. Melidedum, we wrote. Melidedus, you all wrote. Melidedun, melidedun. So I'm not very good at the long vowels. So, but in any case, you might notice that it's the same as the strong verbs, but instead of the vowel changing, we have this ith being inserted, and for the plural, instead of ith, it's ithid, 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 milithidun, milithidun. And like I said, it's the same in the past tense. Satida, I said. Satides, you said. Which is, like I said, that's singular as opposed to satidedos, which is plural. Satidas, he/she, he/she said. I don't know why I had so much trouble with saying that. Satididum, we said. Satididus, you said. Satididun, they said. And now I'm going to go back to some nouns and talk about the nouns. Because a very similar thing happens with the A stem nouns. So here's just a normal A stem noun. We have wolves, which is nominative, wolfos, nominative plural. And so this just means wolf. So nominative, vocative, accusative, genitive, and dative are the cases. So the wolf ate the food is nominative. Hello, wolf is vocative. I pet the wolf is accusative. Wolfish is genitive. So like, oh yeah, that's the wolf's ball or whatever. That's the wolf's den. It's genitive. And then wolfa, it's dative. So I go to the wolf, or I gave it to the wolf, stuff like that. You kind of, if you just speak English, you'll have to memorize when to use dative versus accusative. And some verbs take the dative, even though they would use the accusative in English. Or that you might think they would take the accusative, because generally, like, verbs usually take the accusative, is what I meant. So the accusative/dative is me. It was like me, him, her, whereas the nominative is like he, I, she, we. But we don't distinguish between dative and accusative, so we just say to me, as opposed to having some word that means to me. And there are cases where we would just say me, but then Gothic would use the dative. But in any case, what I want to focus on today is the fact that there are what is called yaw stems. So they are a type of a stem, but they have a J / I inside of them. So if we imagine that we have, so the accusative of wolf is just wolf, as opposed to wolves, which is nominative. Whereas the accusative of army, which in the nominative is haris, is hare, hare, hare. So that's this is the form without any ending on it. So what happens when we try to put these endings on? We get haris in both the genitive and the nominative. So you just have to know, based on context, which one it is. We put the a in and we get haria. Put the os in, we get harios. Put the ons in, you get harians. Put the e on, you get harie. And put the on, and you get hariam. Whereas lesari also has this e in the accusative lesare. So, but unlike haria, which gets haries, this actually gets lesaris. Oh, I forgot to fix that. Oh, wrong keyboard. Lesaris, not lesarius. Lesaris. So we have this E as opposed to S. And why is that? It's because lesaris, well, it's multiple syllables. I can't believe I forgot the word syllable. So when there's multiple syllables, it's automatically it's automatically considered long. In the stem, I mean, if there's a prefix or whatever that doesn't contribute because it's not a part of the stem. But even if there wasn't this like two syllable thing, even if it was just les, the e is long. So combined with the consonant, that makes a long stem. So it would still be lesis. But that's not an actual word. That's just an example. Whereas haris, you get this yes because it's a short vowel and a consonant. There are other cases when it's long. For example, if you have something like a consonant cluster inside of the stem, so not counting this it's also considered long. So if it was, for example, like if it was, okay, here's an example. We have, oh crap, small, whatever. So if we have herdis, which means a shepherd. Now this is actually short, but we have ra and da, so it's still a long stem because you have a consonant cluster. Herdis, not herdies. So it's not herdies, it's herdis. And So these can seem irregular when you first learn about them, but if you learn the rules and like when the stem is long and when it's short, you should be able to just make learning Gothic a lot easier because you'll have to memorize a lot less. Like you won't have to memorize like noun by noun, verb by verb, because you'll just know, oh yeah, well obviously it's melis, because it has this long e, as opposed to if it was like a short vowel there, then it would be yes. Or if it was satyan, if the verb was like sandyan, you would get sandis as opposed to sandis, because that would be two consonants and as opposed to just the T. So hopefully, that made sense. I know it's a lot of stuff that isn't in English, where you have to like know the stem length. But if you have any questions, just ask in the comment section, and I'll be sure to respond.